Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, PDAC 2017, and we are at the booth of Fission Uranium. We met us already some 6 weeks ago in Vancouver, and with me here is once again Dev Randhawa, the CEO of the company. Dev, welcome again.
Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. Before we talk about your lovely company, first let's talk a bit more about in general. I mean, we saw some movements in the spot market. We went up to $26, down to 22. Now we are up to 25, 26.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, that's a good question. There's a lot of people a lot smarter than me, and I was talking to some people at Cameco, on the senior men, in fact, Tim Getzel, CEO, and he said he believes there's some manipulation going on, because he says no one's doing any business there, but you got a market for 170 million pounds over a year. That's what we need to keep the reactors going. So suddenly 50,000 pounds trades hands and it's posted. Well, it doesn't mean, when someone says that's the price, that does not mean where you have a lot of volume. So we need higher prices, because the best term is the prices today are unsustainable and they're irrational. They should not be there, and they cannot be there. So what's the best thing for low prices? We have to have less supply or more demand. Well, the demand keeps rising with what China is doing, but what we need is a supply, less people supplying the market. And that is happening. When we talked, the Kazakhs have said that they were going to cut back 10%. Now they've announced more like 15. And originally last fall, Cameco had said they would cut back production, and now they've met again. They're going to cut back more production. When you've got low prices, you've got to get the supply down, so demand will push those prices back up. Because the average cost of a mine around the world is still $40. People still have to then make money on the G&A. They've also make money on the pay back the debt that they have. So you got all these things built in. You really need $60. So the prices today are unsustainable, as Cameco would say, and irrational.
Yeah. Do you have any indication what, let's say, the longer term contracts are now?
Well, yeah, the last one I saw was $50.
Yeah. So for what period? 1 year, 2 years?
It was for 2 years. So no one's doing any business at 30, but people think that's the market. It's not. No. Because there isn't anybody that can do business, okay, at those prices. Like at $30, nobody can. Even like the Kazakhs, which have very low costs, but they're not making enough money that they're putting in new wells. They're just working the wells they have, so their decline keeps happening, right? So we need higher prices, and I think as we bring down the supply, that can happen. Yeah,
and I think also net in the world, there are many, many more nuclear power plants built and going online than shutting down, right?
I mean, that's the problem. Negative news in this world gets far more attention. But right now, United Emirates has got, this year, hope to have 4 online or very soon. India's got 5. China will have 5 going on, 8 more built, 8 more in the land. So that's a story that doesn't get told. The story that gets told is, oh my goodness, there's a plant in California that may not do this, because negative news catches. People don't like positive news, right? That's what we have.
It's a bit strange.
It's the world of fake news. Fake news is never about something positive. It's always negative.
Exactly. That's right. Can you maybe comment a little bit more specific on the situation in Japan? Because I think everybody thought, oh yeah, we get this storage in the market. It was maybe one of the reasons why the price dropped. And now we see slowly but surely, one after the other goes online again, right?
Exactly. The problem is, at the federal level, there's great support for uranium, nuclear power, but at the state level, there isn't at the areas, and that's where so the courts keep fighting each other. You know, unfortunately, you know, Japan, because of that though, their CO2 emissions have gone through the roof. Kyoto, called the Kyoto Protocol, that's not even, they can't even meet that in Kyoto. So when you've got your emissions going up and you're losing money because they pay 3 times for LNG that we do, that's what I think is part of the problem with that country. They've got no growth, and they got a current deficit that's gone through the roof. So unfortunately, it takes someone like a Trump to say, hey, enough BS, let's look at this thing rationally, you know? And that's the problem you've got, is just those places are so politically correct. Nobody wants to stand up and say the most obvious. We've got more environmental problems. Our costs are going through the roof. And why are we doing this?
Yeah.
Right. So someone over there needs to stand up to the ridiculous political correctness that happens at the provincial state level.
Absolutely. Great. Thanks for the overview for the market. But let's talk shortly about your terrific company, because you had some great real news.
We did.
And so what's up next?
Well, you know, if I can just point to it.
Yes.
This is where we've got some great results on land. So, but if you go another 600 meters away, which we can't show, is a new zone we found. And when you're looking for uranium high grade, you're vectoring in. And that means first step is you find a conductor. Second, you want to find alteration. Thirdly, you want to make sure the chemistry is right. So if you have those three things, you know you're in the right area, and boom, and you can hit. So we're very close to finding a new big blob of uranium, and that's what you need, a big blob of uranium, right? And that's what we hope to have. And so if that's the case, I think it can, you know, significantly add to our resource. Definitely. At the end of the day, that's what matters. Having pounds, but 50 meters from surface, that's what sets us apart from, you know, like I think Dave Talbot wrote, there may be other projects bigger and higher grade, but when you're at 50 meters compared to 500,
major difference, I would say.
Big difference, but historically, let's go even deeper. Historically, every project that was shallow, like Key Lake, Clough Lake, guess what? They got mined first.
Yeah.
Then they went after the deeper stuff, because deeper stuff is far more challenging. Look at Cameco. They were in the unconformity, but still, what took them double time, they thought. The world's best uranium company took 10 extra years to get it in production. So the risks of going deep. So this project is not just deep in the right province, but also shallow, which means you can very simply open pit it out.
Absolutely. Great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Great update. As always, all the best and see you soon. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it was Dev Randhawa, the CEO of Fission Uranium. Yeah, you heard it. The uranium market supply demand is definitely not in balance. We have a supply deficit, that's for sure. And as Dev pointed out, so right, at $30, nobody can make money, nobody can set up new production. But the hope is there, and I see also very good signs that this market starts to pick up right now this year. And we are very positive for uranium. The world needs it. It's important for our environmental safety also. And Fission is doing a great job discovering new zones, enlarging the old zones they have, and I'm pretty sure the new resource update will be sensational again. So from that point, check out the company. Thanks for watching us. Bye-bye from Toronto.
Thank you.